Hi, I'm Rosemary Miller, and I'll be bringing you the latest crypto news updates and market roundups for the day. Celsius is in hot water after freezing withdrawals and transfers earlier this week. The Texas State Securities Board opens an investigation into the crypto lender with a hearing scheduled for June 21st. Also, a class action lawsuit is reportedly being drafted against the lender by the founder of BitBoy Crypto, Ben Armstrong. Even its investors appear to be letting the ship sink. Allegedly, they decided to stop providing financial backing to help the lending company, but they aren't the only company feeling the chill of this crypto winter. Many high-profile crypto exchanges appear to be struggling as they announce plans to downsize their workforce. Earlier this week, Coinbase laid off 1,100 workers just after announcing they'd be rescinding offers and freezing hiring. Crypto.com let go 5% of its workforce, and Gemini fired 10% of its employees. But while some companies were firing, others chose to start hiring. Kraken continues its initial hiring plans of onboarding at least 500 new employees, and Binance announced its plans to hire 2,000 new employees, with the company's CEO, Changpeng Zhao, also using this as an opportunity to take slight jabs at his competitors. He tweeted, "It was not easy saying no to Super Bowl ads, stadium naming rights, large sponsor deals a few months ago, but we did. Today, we are hiring 2,000 open positions for Binance." Without mentioning any names, it was quite clear who he was referring to. Elon Musk and his companies, Tesla and SpaceX, are reportedly hit with a $258 billion lawsuit. The lawsuit allegedly claims the billionaire was part of a racketeering scheme to back Dogecoin. Keith Johnson, the man who filed the lawsuit, said in the complaint, defendants falsely and deceptively claim that Dogecoin is a legitimate investment when it has no value at all. Johnson is seeking class action status for the lawsuit. On Wednesday afternoon, the Federal Reserve announced a 75 basis point rate increase to the federal funds rate. The crypto market reacted to the Fed meeting as it usually does. Moments after, Bitcoin plummeted toward $20,000. In other news, Bill Gates calls crypto and NFTs speculative investments that rely on the greater fool's theory at the TechCrunch Climate Conference. The greater fool theory essentially says the only way someone can profit from an asset is to have someone even more gullible or foolish buy it from them at a higher price. The billionaire has been known to be a crypto skeptic, but as the market tumbles to some of its lowest values since 2020, many are feeling the same. Kraken CEO Jesse Powell has been outed by several of his employees for allegedly starting a culture war at the exchange. The New York Times broke the news, and he tweeted an 11-part response to the report, including this. "Problem is, I'm way more studied on the policy topics. People get triggered by everything and can't conform to basic rules of honest debate. Back to dictatorship." The crypto market has mostly been in the red on a daily and weekly scale, with Bitcoin hovering just above 21,000 and Ethereum around 1,100. The biggest winners of the week so far are Pax Gold, DAI, and True USD. The biggest losers are Waves, Nexo, and Monero. And moving on, my colleague and fellow crypto reporter, Nina Bambysheva, was at Consensus last week where she caught up with Amy Wu of FTX Ventures. We'll be releasing the full interview on our channel soon, but here's her take on the current bear market.
Hi, my name is Nina Bambysheva. I'm a crypto reporter at Forbes, and I'm here with Amy Wu, head of FTX Ventures. We're here at Consensus in Austin. I want to ask you about how you're navigating the current downturn. FTX Ventures launched the $2 billion fund in January. Obviously, you still have a lot of gunpowder, but there is chatter about venture capital potentially drying up a little bit, valuations going down. What's your outlook?
Venture is a long-term outlook, right? So you had last year unprecedented amount of crypto fundraising happening, right? In terms of these new crypto funds that are raised, including FTX Ventures. And so you have a lot of funds sitting with dry powder right now. So I would say in terms of amount of funding in the private space and venture investing, there's a lot of it. For Andreessen raised $5 billion fund, and multiple funds like raising multi-billion-dollar funds. That being said, the valuations in the space have really been overheated for a number of months, and that's testament. And it's, of course, like the dynamics are always like demand supply, right? There was a huge demand of investments into fewer, like world-class teams, and so of course that drives up the valuations, really beyond where kind of like fundamentals were, right? Whether it's like number of active users or revenues or even profits in some of these companies, and not just in crypto, but actually in many other tech sectors as well. And so the reset, I think, in the markets. And I think we're still up from, for example, at the beginning of COVID, when you look at equity markets, although most of the gains have been wiped out. And similarly with crypto, right? But, a lot of people think that we might be slipping into a bear market. Who knows? I think I still remember when at Lightspeed, we were convinced we were in a bear market, like at the beginning of COVID, but, we had a V-shaped recovery. It seems less likely this time with some of the macros, but I think in any case, what happens in a bear market is that you have a lot of the noise and really overheated valuations leave the market. And quite frankly, builders and crypto investors can just focus on teams and helping and support them build great products. We continue to do deals, but I would say that we have definitely pulled back a little bit on capital deployment, as has every fund in this space. I think a lot of us want to wait for valuations to settle a bit to be more reflective of actual traction and progress in some of these teams. And there's also, I would say, maybe a little bit fewer teams out there raising right now, although there's still many. But I think, give it a few more months to settle, and we'll be back sort of on pace again.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at Forbes Crypto for more updates. See you next week.